watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Menley.
A new era for Missouri Western officially begins this week. The new athletic director joins us for a chat.
And put on the rivalry hat. It's Northwest Week, 1 year after their thrilling playoff game. The Griffons prepare for a showdown with the Bearcats. Welcome to GSI, a showdown of nationally ranked teams Saturday, 7-2 Western, 8-1 Northwest. We have a lot to look ahead to.
But first, we'll take a look back to last weekend and just how the Griffons got to 7-2. A gritty win in Bolivar against a good Southwest Baptist squad.
Rest it away. Every time out. Let's go.
Griffon football doing battle in Bolivar against a 6-2 Southwest Baptist squad. This one a close one all the way. First quarter, Griffon's down 7-0, but here they come. Travis Partridge scrambles, then hits Terrell Downing, who makes a move and then has an open field to the end zone. 34-yard scoring strike. We're tied at 7. It stayed that way till the second quarter. Partridge, the screen pass to Michael Hill. He had a huge day, and this was maybe the easiest part of his day. A 13-yard touchdown. Griffs take a 14-7 lead, but the Bearcats scored 14 points off Griffon turnovers. That kept them in it. Dan Connors does his best Tim Tebow impression, flips to Charles Johnson to tie it at 14. Before the half, Greg Zerline connects with his 13th straight field goal. That's an MIAA conference record. Griffons take a 3-point lead to the locker room. Late third quarter, we're tied at 17. Griffs on 4th and 8, back to punt. Nope, we've seen this before. Reggie Jordan with the fake. Reggie Jordan converts the first down. We've seen that before, too. Later on the drive, Griffs going for it on 4th and 2. Another good decision. Hill breaks loose and goes 50 yards, gets tripped up at the 2. Then a couple plays later, Partridge finishes the job with the touchdown run. Griffons reclaim the lead, and they put up some scary numbers on Halloween weekend. Hill, a school record, 41 carries for 246 yards rushing. And defensive end David Bass had 4 of Western's 9 team sacks. He has 13 on the season now. Griffs gut out a 31-24 win. Hill and Bass named MIAA Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week for their efforts.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying I got a whole bunch of carries. I didn't even notice it. I mean, I know I'm getting the ball, but I never think about it like that. Just take one play at a time, one carry at a time. Just got to do your job and follow those linemen.
Hey, I'm just glad they didn't slide 2 at me the whole game. I was able to kind of pin my ears back and go. As long as we win, that's good. I know if I come out and play the best I can on these Saturdays, that's going to help my team out, whether it's being a bunch of sacks or less sacks. We come out with the win. I'm just glad to help my team out.
And joining us right now is head coach Jerry Partridge. Coach, after that game, you said immediately after the game that you didn't think you played very well. You think you took a step back. But you look at these statistics, 500 yards of offense, Michael Hill, 41 carries, 246 yards rushing. You still feel that way?
No, probably not. I think we played pretty well. The turnovers and the penalties were what kept it a close ball game. Just some of the things that just happened. Going for it on 4th down, just barely missing it. I mean, there were some things that kept them in the ball game score-wise. After one quarter, I believe the total stats were like we had 160-something yards offense, and they had 29. It was 7-7. So the first quarter is where the real big blowout happened. We just didn't blow them out on the scoreboard. So I felt a little better after watching it, but still the turnover thing and the penalty things got to flip.
Certainly Michael Hill's a big part of our offense, and you probably never go into a game saying, we're going to get him X amount of touches, but 41 carries. That's why I'm after the game. He looked like he could have carried it 5 or 6 more times. It's just how it evolved, but boy, he had a nice day.
We all could look like Michael Hill. I mean, he's in great condition. He's got great physique, and he's just built for that kind of stuff. He's a workhorse. And, I think our goal was probably 20 to 25 carries. We thought like we could take advantage of the size of their D-line, and we felt like we'd really own the line of scrimmage there. But at second half, we hardly threw the football. And it wasn't really – we threw the ball pretty well in the first half. Matter of fact, it was another 60% completion day. But, Michael, we knew we made a statement that we thought maybe he could get 200 yards in this game, and he did.
Defensively, 9 sacks, 4 of them by David Bass. He has 13 on the season. That's 1.5 off a single season record. He is what he is.
Well, we got a few great players, and I think we got a good football team, but we've got a few great players. I think we're definitely a different football team than we were week 1 for sure. One of our better wins was week 2, but David Bass is a defensive player of the year candidate in our league. I think Michael Hill's an offensive player of the year candidate in our league, and I think our kicker is a special teams. I mean, we've really got 3 legit MVP-type candidates.
You had mentioned the turnovers being a problem, 3 on Saturday. You have lost the turnover war in 2 straight weeks and still won the football game. That's pretty ridiculous there, but I assume that can't happen for this week's football game.
I don't think you can beat Northwest by being minus turnover ratio. You know, we really, in my mind, we're really -5 the last 2 weeks. We can't do that against Northwest Missouri, and we've got to take it away. We had one interception wiped out by an offsides penalty, though, and that's the other bugaboo that's happening a little bit. We've got to quit doing those things that extend drives.
Well, the Bearcats come to St. Joe this Saturday. We'll talk Northwest Missouri Western after the break.
He once helped an unbalanced bull by teaching him ballet. He cured a man's foot with plantar fasciitis by playing Go Fish.
You have an 8. Go Fish.
He helped balance a man by playing darts with his eyes. He is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer spine and sport.
Stay healthy, my friends.
Hi, I'm Western running back Michael Hill. It's Rivals Week. Come out and support us as we take on Northwest Missouri State. That's this Saturday, November 5th, at Spratt Stadium. It's a great time to be a Griffon.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Your choice, the right choice.
I know your every move. I've heard your every word. I know you well.
A big game, big rivalry game.
The media and everybody else has been talking about it for about 4 weeks now, so it kind of feels good that we can talk about it now.
It hypes you up so much, and just all the people supporting you there and seeing the other team's crowd there, it just gets you going. I mean, that's what football is about.
Every time you think that I'm done, I'll come back stronger. Every time you think that you've got me, I will fight you.
We're going to have a lot of fans, a lot of support. They're going to have a lot of fans, a lot of support. It's just going to come down to who want it more, who execute, who stay out the childish penalties, and, you know, who get after it.
I will fight till there's nothing left, till my legs are gone. You won't forget me.
And welcome back to GSI. Well, Coach P, big game Saturday at Spratt Stadium. Not only it's senior day, it's football alumni reunion day, and Northwest Missouri State comes to town. You mentioned that just kind of how the schedule's fallen. You haven't seen them a lot on tape this year. Well, I'm guessing you watched a lot of tape here in the last couple of days. What have you seen?
Well, it is Halloween.
Yes, it is.
And it has been my own personal horror show watching over the last 12 hours. Their offense is very, very good. They have some very skilled running backs. That's what, to me, makes them. Both quarterbacks are playing well. Certainly, Jake Soy has been a great player in our league. It catches the ball well. The tight ends are producing, averaging 55 or something like that a game, and 560 yards a game. I mean, so it's you know, I don't know. I mean, I was anxious to watch it. I was thinking, how's this happening? Now, Southern did hold them around 300 Saturday, but you know, I think we got a good defense, and I think our kids are up for the challenge. But they're good.
And let's talk about that defense, what it'll need to do, what you'll need to key on.
I think that there's several schools of thought we've done in the past. I mean, I think you have to be pretty simple, though, because it's so crazy with all their formations, and they do some different things, and they do a great job of having the complementary thing to what they do. They've done a great job with screens forever. I would anticipate a lot of screens based on our pass rush. They change up the protections a lot. So, you know, I think it goes back to some of the little canned statements I always make. I mean, I think that defensively we can't get beat over the top. We've got to make them earn their yards, and I think we've got to be sound against the run.
This game's been won up front a lot. on both sides of the line of
Been
scrimmage.
lost up front a lot by the Griffins. Yes.
On both sides. Can you talk about, just very briefly, the matchup on both sides and how you feel we stack up?
Well, I think that offensive line-wise, they're very athletic, and they look like they're very physical. So I think it's going to be our greatest challenge on the D-line. This is the best O-line we've faced all year. So those D-linemen are going to have to play at the high level. They're going to have to play at their very best level because I think that is our calling card on our football team. O-line-wise, we continue to play better and better as the year goes on. We're going to have to establish a run. We never run the ball real well against them. We've had some great backs that don't go for 100 yards against them. We haven't had a back go over 100 yards against them forever. And so certainly we're going to try to do that with Mike. And it helps to have a running quarterback against them always.
There's certainly a lot of keys to this game. But in your mind, what's number one? What's the number one thing?
I think we've already talked about it a little bit. I think the turnover thing has to happen. I think you have to win the turnover war first of all, and then you have to win the penalty war.
Talk about the focus of this team and just keeping the emotions in check. This is a very emotional game every year. We've seen it every year. There's emotions that come into play. How crucial, how key is that?
I think you got to try to keep it as much of this is the same, it's the next game as you can. I think it'll be hard to do throughout the week just because of the media questions. I think it'll be hard to do because of students, how they react to it. I mean, there's certain things, everybody wants to treat it differently, and it is certainly different to everybody else around us. It is different to our kids. I think it's an important game. But yet I think the more you can keep it like, hey, we want to play the best football we can play and play against a faceless opponent and show up this Saturday like we normally do. And again, it's one day at a time. I think one of the best football games we played all year was after we lost to Pitt and we got ready for Central and we took it one day at a time. Hey, it's about Tuesday's practice, and that's got to be our approach again this week. Emotions are going to be high enough at 2 o'clock on Saturday. And so let's not get there and get exhausted on Tuesday.
Easley's impromptu, and believe it or not, good questions this week.
Really? That's a shock.
Good questions this week. I think you're going to like these. This is kind of the favorite/memory edition. Number one, you've been involved as a player. You've been involved as a coach. Do you have a favorite memory of Western Northwest games?
When Desmond Polk caught the interception in the back of the end zone in 2001 to seal the deal.
Will the light be on at the Partridge House trick-or-treating for trick-or-treaters to come by?
My wife will be there, yes.
Favorite sports memory, other than something football-related? I think I was there.
1985 World Series?
Oh, no, I like that. I thought you were going to say Jerry Partridge's hole-in-one. Do you remember that? I was there.
That was a great
I was 12,
one.
but I remember that.
I didn't know where you're going.
And finally, in kind of local, regional sports news, do you think the Chiefs are going to go 6-3 before they get dived into the tough part of their schedule? I know we have a Chiefs-related question every week.
Yes.
My glass is half full.
Yes.
Well, let's get on the Missouri Western bandwagon.
Let's do it.
And
let's have a great crowd Saturday.
Have a great crowd and have a great game on Saturday.
Sounds good.
That's Jerry Partridge. We'll be right back.
She takes headaches away with her bare hands. Men run thousands of miles for her without ever leaving the room. She once helped a woman avoid carpal tunnel surgery by serving up drinks with a twist. She is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer spine and sport.
Success is not measured by the size of your house. It comes from deep within inside you. It starts and ends with focus. Lock in, win the next inch, win the next yard, win the next play. Do it. Good. Now do it again and again. Keep fighting, and no matter what, keep moving forward. At some point, we will fall, but we will get right back up and keep coming. If we can keep that focus, if we can keep that drive, then we will never fail. That's character. That's a team. That is family. This is Griffon football. Missouri Western wins.
Come on up here, Mr. Kurt McGuffin.
The Kurt McGuffin era is underway. The new athletic director's first day on the job was Monday, and he has no choice but to hit the ground running. And joining us now, making his GSI debut, is Kurt McGuffin. Welcome to St. Joe.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. It's a great week to start.
It is a great week. It's a heck of a week. Just talk about hitting the ground running, you know, from the frying pan into the fire, basically.
Well, I like it. I'm going to go to the volleyball game at Northwest and then the game Saturday. I'm looking forward to all those events.
This is kind of hello world for you, your first director of athletics job. Just Talk about that in general and what that means to you.
Well, it's always been a dream to be the leader of a group of people that are trying to win championships and graduate student athletes. You know, it's just a dream come true. My family's excited to move back closer to home, and you know, I wouldn't have come to a place that I didn't feel was committed to the athletic program and student athletes. And Dr. Vardabedian is definitely that, and I'm just excited for that.
Well, you come to us from the University of Colorado Boulder. You're an associate AD there, but really you rose up through the ranks at K-State. That's kind of, I think, your identity for 10 years, and rose all the way to senior associate AD. A lot of quality people in that department. Just talk about, you know, how that shaped you and prepared you for what you're doing now.
Well, I definitely cut my teeth there. I also graduated, undergraduate there, and worked for some basketball coaches when I wanted to be a basketball coach. But, you know, starting there, I worked in Kansas City in a satellite office away from campus at 26 years old, and then continued to grow there. But worked for some wonderful athletic directors, had some great coaches. Of course, Coach Snyder meant a lot to me, and just how he treated people. It really wasn't, I didn't learn football because I wasn't into those meetings, but he treated everybody the same and wanted to know about their families and everything, and that was big. And then, of course, Coach Martin was a big influence on me, and overseeing that program and seeing that program grow was really exciting. One of my favorite memories about that place.
And you're known as a fundraiser. I think that's one of your main strengths. That's kind of what sold you on the job here, and what was sold to people here for you. Just talk about the goals for that in that department and coming into this level and fundraising.
Well, you never promise how much money you're going to raise or how many buildings you're going to build, but you know, that's an evaluation process. But you know, I've been successful with some of that, you know, and again, it's about the people. But we're gonna really look at that individual one-on-one setting, you know, looking people in the eye and going to see them in their offices and spending more time with that. And understand, you know, smaller staff, we don't have many people to go out and do that, but that's going to be my role. And we're really going to make a point to go see people and tell them what Missouri Western's about and tell our story and try to build upon facilities, build upon budgets, build upon employees. You know, we need some things, and we're going to really work hard to do that.
Talk about Kurt McGuffin away from the office. Tell us about your family.
Well, my family, I've got 3 young kids. They're 8, 6, and 1. Bryce, Brett, and Bria, and all BRs. And when I get older,
I have a BR too, actually. Well, yes.
when I get older, I'll just say bruh, you know, and just forget who it is. But I met Jessica at Kansas State. We kind of met in the middle at Kansas, and she's from Goodland, Kansas. I'm from Southeast Kansas, and we kind of met in the middle. Both grandparents are 2 hours away from St. Joe. We're excited about that. But my family is full of life. They're 2 boys that love wrestling. They love all sports, and they'll be on everywhere we go. They'll be with me because that's who they are, and I'm excited about that. And my daughter runs the household. She's 1, but she tells it the way it is.
Well, Kurt, since you're on the hot seat for the first time here, we thought we'd initiate you with an Easley's Impromptu. Are you ready? I
love
you
it.
4 questions. They may be about anything. You never know. Just first question, first answer comes to mind.
And I love it when he names it after himself. It's always great.
Well, yes. I'm just trying to live up to Ryan Minley, you know. Go ahead. Best sports memory. You've been around a lot, I'm sure. Best sports memory for you.
My first win at Missouri Western over Northwest Missouri State.
Okay, so
I don't know.
happened.
No,
Could
okay,
happen.
yeah, that's a future thing. No, you know,
Coach
Partridge said 85 Royals was pretty special to me. You know, my dad's a big Royals fan. I am too. Also, 2003 Big 12 championship win when I was at Kansas State over Oklahoma.
Biggest influence on your professional career?
Would be Tim Weiser. Tim Weiser is the deputy commissioner of the Big 12 Conference right now. He was the athletic director at Kansas State for 7 years. Really promoted me, you know, a young person at a young age, and gave me a chance, and also taught me how to be a leader.
Kurt McGuffin gets one choice of meal this evening. Anything you want, what is it?
Fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn on the cob.
I like it.
There's good fried chicken in this town too, by the way. And I kind of asked you this a little bit before, but I'm curious. You're away from the office. It's Sunday afternoon. No sports are on TV. What's Kurt McGuffin doing at 3 afternoon?
I'm going to be golfing with my 2 boys.
Welcome to Missouri Western.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
That's Kurt McGuffin. We'll be right back.
I'm Fred Schunkweiler. I'm a physical therapist. I own Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. You know, we treat athletes, we specialize in that, but the industrial athlete is somebody that gets hurt at work.
I'm a police detective with the city of St. Joseph.
I'm a welder.
I had shoulder surgery.
And ended up having to have back surgery.
Professional athletes, they make a livelihood on the field. Well, an industrial athlete, they make their ends meet at work every day. And if you get injured at work, you want to get back to work as fast as you can so you don't miss a paycheck. And we specialize in that, and we have the resources and the facilities to help you get back to work faster. That's what the pool does.
And the pool, I attribute the pool to a lot of the recovery and the speedy recovery to get me back to work quicker. You know, I need to be back at work. Therapy was wonderful, about 8 weeks straight of it, and I'm great. I'm back to work, 100%, no pain at all. It is different. They take a different approach to it, but they help, and it works because they care, and they work really hard to get you back. They did a great job.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy, your first choice, the right choice.
Welcome back. Griffon basketball serves up an appetizer this week.
Yeah, the men and women both in exhibition action this Thursday night against Livin' the Dream. The women tip at 5:30. The men follow at 7 in the Fieldhouse. Now, both teams gave fans a sneak peek of the year during last week's tip-off party. The 8th annual event featured scrimmages, slam dunk contests, and more. And after months of practice, both teams ready to get rolling.
You're going to see a lot of people that's, for one, that's athletic. A lot of our freshmen, well, both of our freshmen that's here, pretty athletic, so you see a lot of athleticism, a lot of quickness.
Our work ethic is great. We get better each and every day. We come out, we go hard every day. It's always something new with us, so it'll be interesting.
Basketball gets going. Soccer comes to an end. The Griffins said goodbye to 4 seniors last Saturday in a 2-0 season-ending loss to Emporia State. Western finished with a 4-10 record in this, the first season for first-year head coach Chad Edwards.
Still 2 weeks left in the volleyball season. The young Griffins hovering at the 500 mark and have a busy week ahead. They're at Northwest Tuesday night and return home for matches this weekend, hosting nationally ranked Central Missouri Friday and Truman on Saturday. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Western running back Michael Hill. It's Rivals Week. Come out and support us as we take on Northwest Missouri State. That's this Saturday, November 5th, at Spratt Stadium. It's a great time to be a Griffin.
I've known Marv for over a year now, and when he came into me, I can remember the day he came into me with his wife.
I have spinal stenosis as well as scoliosis. I underwent surgery about 2.5 years ago to relieve the pressure on my spinal cord.
That first day, Marv couldn't stand up. I physically lifted him onto a table, and we started rehab from ground one, from the beginning.
And the various devices that Spine and Sport has here has helped me.
They've just been so supportive.
Not only do the people here have the attitude and the positive spirit, they have the knowledge. We've been striving to overcome the deficiencies and getting me walking again.
That just meant the world. That was a reassurance that we're doing the right thing.
All right, we're here with Griffon football player Travis Partridge. Today we got a drill for the quarterback. We got to protect the quarterback, and footwork is key when you're a quarterback so you don't get hit from your blind side. But vision is part of that, and the quarterback has got to react through his vision from the left, from the right. So we're going to challenge his vision today with a set of strobe goggles, and we're going to play a little dodgeball, working on Travis's footwork so we can protect him in the pocket. So Travis is going to put those on. We're going to get him all set for the footwork drill, and we're going to play a little dodgeball, making him move left, right, all directions at high pace. Okay, so here we got Travis. He's working on his footwork. He's backpedaling. The balls are coming at him. He's got to dodge the ball left or right. He's turning clockwise. The ball comes at him again. but those goggles aren't his eyes. They're really challenging his vision reaction. His vision has to react because he's got less input through his vision. His strobe, where he's reacting side to side. He's got to shuffle right, shuffle left, turn, move. But the eyes are driving which direction he's going. Duck, awesome. Way to go, Travis. Good job. Oh, 2 ways. Oh, there we go. That's good stuff. That's how we train like the pros at Spine and Sport, protecting the quarterback.
And those dodgeballs turn to Bearcats this weekend. 7-2 Western, 8-1 Northwest Saturday. Kickoff 2 p.m. Coach Jerry Partridge summed it up best. Don't turn the ball over. Keep the penalties to a minimum, and we could have a shot here.
I would agree with Ryan. There's going to be a lot of emotion. We know that. You got to get that out of the way, and at the end of the day, it comes down to who are you? And from our standpoint, we're strong on defense. We need to run the football first, take our shots down the field, and if we can take care of the football, I think we have a great chance to win on Saturday.
Okay, on to the pick'em segment right now. Brett Easley, you and I both went 5-2 again last week. I know something's wrong here in Dodge.
I'll wear the hat this week.
Yeah, you have to wear the Golden Griffon helmet spike.
Phoned in and said, "You look better than him."
You look like Bob the Builder is what you look like. You're 44-11. I'm 41-14. So we're close. Let's get the MIAA out of the way. 7-1 Washburn at 8-0 Pitt State this week.
The other game of the week, it's in Pittsburgh. Give me the home team. Pitt State wins.
You know what? Give me Washburn just to say they do. You know, I just think Pitt's gonna. I think Pitt's gonna slip. 1-8 Lincoln at 2-7 Truman. Big game there.
The cellar dwellers this week in Kirksville, but I tell you what, Truman is the better cellar dweller there. They get a win.
I agree. I'll take Truman. 3-5 Southern at 3-6 Fort Hays State.
Well, how about this? 2 similar teams. It's in Hays. Give me Southern. I think they're finally going to win that game that they should, but they don't. They're going to win this weekend.
Give me Hays. I'm going to close the gap. 4-5 Emporia at 6-3 Baptist.
A lot of people told me Emporia State's going to win. I'm taking Southwest Baptist. I think they're going to get it done. They were a better football team last week than I think is advertised. They're going to win that game.
I was impressed with Baptist, but give me Emporia to go in there and win. We're really different this week. I love it. 6-3 Central at Lindenwood, soon to be MIAA foe.
It's going to be different this week as well. Lindenwood won at Texas A&M Kingsville. That's a really good win. That's danger zone for Central Missouri. Give me Central Missouri. I think they win. Lindenwood's got a long home winning streak.
Yeah, I agree, but give me Central. Okay, in the Big 12, 4-3 Mizzou at 4-4 Baylor. Battle of mediocres.
Well, I got my black and gold tie on today. Not only is it a Griffon tie, it's a Mizzou tie as well. Give me the Tigers. Big win last week. They're rolling again.
Give me Baylor at home. KU. What are they, 2-6, something like that, at 4-4 Iowa State in a walkaway. Do we need to talk about it? Just agree.
46 yards of total offense.
Thank you. 14 K-State at number 3 Oklahoma State.
Didn't see that coming last week with the Wildcats.
I
picked them to win. I'm not surprised that they lost, but they got a chance to get smoked this weekend as well. Oklahoma State wins.
Give me Oklahoma State in Stillwater. NFL Sunday, the Chiefs. They host the Dolphins.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. Give me the Chiefs. Although the Dolphins were competitive this last weekend, but I think they take care of business. They win everything.
I'll agree. I'll take the Chiefs. That's GSI for this week. We'll see you at the Northwest game Saturday, 2 o'clock at Spratt Stadium.
Throw your gold on. Go Griffs.